Good morning, everyone. Come on in. We'll get started here on time at 9 o'clock.
Good morning. Good morning.
Due to the potential size of the call, we ask that everybody remain muted and put your questions in the chat. Our secretary will be running the meeting and I will assist her with questions. So please use the chat instead of unmuting because the size of the call is going to get a little bit large here in a moment. Mario. Good morning,
Good
everybody.
morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is
Nice to see
Arbella
all y'all
Robinson.
this morning.
Good
Good to see
morning.
all y'all this
Good
morning.
morning.
I'm going to ask everybody that initially when this meeting starts, everybody is muted so we don't hear background noise during the meeting.
Check.
Okay. I want to thank you all for attending this meeting. We appreciate everyone taking the time to be here. We recognize that there are some strong feelings in the room, and we want to acknowledge that passion that reflects how much people care about Josey. My name is Tamika Simpkins. I'm TW Josey class of 1989.
This meeting is intended to be an informational session and a question and answer opportunity with the school board regarding the significant changes being proposed. As we move forward, we ask that all participants engage respectfully so that every voice can be heard and the conversation remains productive. If y'all hold on just a minute, I've got a call coming in. Hold on just a moment.
To assist Tamika with this call, if you do have questions as things are progressing, please put them in the chat instead. We will likely have a Q&A toward the end of the call, where at that point you can unmute. But if you do have questions in the interim, please put them in the chat. For those on the phone, please just hold your questions until Q&A. Thank you. And I want to reiterate, this call is for healthy conversation. I will remove you if you get disrespectful. We are here to be professional and indulge in needful, not needful, that's the wrong word. Indulge in healthy conversation. Please, please do not get disrespectful or anything like that. You will be removed from the call.
Okay, I just got some information. There was a mix up with some of the logistics of this. Our speakers are on the way. They're coming here to the fire station here to meet. So they will be in the room with us, with those of us who came to the fire station. We're at 1898 Holland Avenue, fire station number 8, right across from Daniel Village Airport. What you can do now, if you have any questions, you can put them in the text, the chat room. I will be here monitoring the chat room. So if you have any questions, you can put them there and I can read them out and try to get you some answers. Okay. We're doing good. Ma'am? No, ma'am. Okay. Sickle cell food. You would think. Okay, while we're waiting, I'm gonna ask if anyone wants to volunteer to pray over this meeting. If not, I can do so. Okay, let's all bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we come before you with grateful hearts, thankful for the opportunity to gather and to speak openly about matters that affect our children, our school, and our community. We lift up every person in this room and on this meeting, those who come with hope, those who come with concern, and those who come with strong emotions, asking you meet each of us with peace and understanding. We pray for wisdom for our school board members and leaders as they make decisions that shape the future of TW Josey and the lives of the students it serves. Grant clarity, compassion, and courage as they listen to lead. Help us to speak with kindness, to listen with open hearts, and to treat one another with respect, even when we disagree. Let love guide our words, patience steady our spirits, and unity rise above division. May this meeting be productive, honest, and grounded in what is best for our children and this community. We trust you to lead us forward together. In your name we pray. Amen.
Good morning.
Good morning. And how are you doing this morning?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. And who is this I'm speaking to?
That was my next question.
Oh,
Francis Toy Jackson,
okay, Miss Jackson. This is Tamika Simpkins, TW Josie class of 89.
class of 67.
Okay. Um, if I could get everybody to put your name in the chat.
And that's going to be hard for
She's
me
on the
because
phone.
I'm
She
in the,
can't put her name in the chat.
Okay, I see that now. I'm looking. I just saw yours light up. Yours is a phone number. Okay, I got you.
okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if the folks on the phone, if you can mute, please do, just
Okay.
so that we're respectful of,
Okay.
excuse me, the conversation. And
Mm-hmm.
we'll give everybody a chance to speak here a little shortly.
Well, this is Arvella Robinson, class of 70. Good
Good
morning,
morning, Miss
everyone.
Robinson. Yeah, we have 66 people on the call, so we definitely want everybody to mute. Feel free to communicate and ask questions in chat. I'll be helping to fill the questions. For those on the phone call, just if you can wait to ask questions until the Q&A session. Thank you.
Good morning. This is Nathan Williams.
Good morning, Mr. Williams.
Good morning, Tamika and Sheffy. Is there any way, there's a few people that are stated that they're waiting in the waiting room and they haven't been admitted yet.
I'm letting them in.
Okay. And also someone made a suggestion to play music or something because some people are thinking they're in the wrong group because it's completely silent. So those are just some messages that I just received.
I don't know about you, but if I keep my mic on, you're just gonna hear me coughing over and over. Um,
I'll do something from this end, Sheffy.
okay. Welcome, welcome everyone. Come on in. If you're on the phone or on the Zoom app, we ask that you mute yourselves so we don't have a lot of background noise when we finally get the board members in. I'm steadily letting folks in. We're at 77 right now, so if folks are coming, tell them to get on in here because we max out at 100. Thank you for your questions in the chat. Please keep adding them there. And when those issues come up, we will let folks, we will try to get the answers to those questions. Thank you.
Good morning. How you doing? I'm sorry, we was confused. Okay, everybody, we're almost ready to get started. Attendees are here. We have a few questions in the chat, but we're gonna let y'all go ahead and get started. Can I use one? I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and get started. And I hate to turn on another device because I'll get a bad echo if I do. Yes. Yeah, for y'all to get started. We've already done a prayer. So we are waiting.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. We want to apologize for being late. Slight miscommunication here, but it's all good. We're here, healthy. We want to start out with giving
An introduction first, so they'll know who's speaking. You get introduction from both of y'all, so they'll know who's here.
I'm Venus Kane, representative of District 9.
And I'm Charlie Anna, representative of District 2.
We want to start out the meeting, I guess, with dispelling some of the myths, which I would do. And then Charlie will go into what we feel is the vision for the school.
Yeah.
I do want to first say this, that Charlie and I have worked with you all since we both got on the school board for years. Everything you all have asked of us, we have produced. You wanted the football, baseball field? I worked with, Commissioner Bobby Williams. He helped shake loose the land from the city. We built.
Can you mute that conversation?
We made sure that from Peach Jam last year, when we got the phone call that the old gym was not in the condition that it needed to be in, we worked to make sure that gym was cleaned up.
Can you mute that conversation?
And new paint and was brightened up like pictures that was.
Everybody, please make sure you mute yourselves, whether you're on the phone
Just
or
a
in
second.
the app. Please go
I
ahead and
need
mute
y'all,
yourselves.
excuse me, I need everybody to please mute their phones. I'm gonna try to get I'm gonna get the laptop closer so y'all can hear her. Okay, just give me just a minute.
The video's on? You on video?
No, you're not on video. The camera's facing me. I didn't put y'all on video. Yeah, just your voices. If y'all okay with it, I can turn the laptop around, but see, I won't be able to monitor the conversation. Okay. So what I gotta do, I just have to bring it.
I'm
closer.
monitoring the conversation. You can turn it around.
Yeah.
Okay, that should be better.
We ensured that the new basketball gym was cleaned up when I found
He
out.
can still barely
that-
hear.
Can they hear?
They say you can still barely hear. Okay, I'm like right in their face right now.
When we found out that the wash machine for the gym was broken and that the coach was taking home clothes, we made sure that they had a wash machine to get the clothes washed. We made sure we had the new scoreboard that wasn't working, that no one told us about. We got it fixed. So everything we've done has been what's been asked of us, and everyone has been happy. So what we want to do today is say, if everything we've done for the last 10, 15 years has been satisfactory and everybody has been happy with the things that we've been able to bring to Josey, let's continue to trust us and believe in us that we're going to do the right thing. The first thing I want to dispel is it was said that one of the reasons Josey's population dropped was because the Hispanic community left because of ISIS. Last year, the Hispanic community for Josey was 78 students. This year is 76. So that dispels that myth. Right now, Josey has 591 kids. Last year, they have 625 students. Last year, I'm sorry, it was 625 students. So that dispels that myth out there. I will leave a copy of that, but you won't see comparison for last year. I got these numbers from the superintendent, but I'll leave a copy. So if anyone wants to see exactly what the population is, it's broken down by Hispanics. Every race that's in the school is broken down. The next thing I want to dispel There are pictures of the football field going around. There are two versions. There are two versions, not one, but two. So if anybody shows you one, they're wrong because there's two that has not been approved by the board yet. So therefore, no real decision. It is a draft. And I think this is what's causing a lot of problems. We have people, I call them internet trolls. I'm sorry. But that's what they do. They go on Facebook looking for issues that really don't exist to create issues. A former commissioner once told me that if you can create something, then you can get people out. And this is not the time to be creating anything. This is the time for us to start moving forward. The next thing is T.W. Josey is closing. Yes, it is. But it will reopen as another school. The next myth that I want to clear up, we're not going to give the T.W. Josey name. Let's clear that up as well. You will have a naming committee. The naming committee will be people in the community, the central office staff, and the school staff. If we follow the same suit that we have done every year since we've had the split schools or renamed schools. I'll give you some example. Richmond Hill was Richmond K-12. When we did the elementary school became Richmond Elementary. Bel Air was a K-8. When we split Bel Air, and we gave it the middle school and the high school. The middle school and the elementary school. The elementary was Bel Air Elementary. The middle school was Bel Air Middle. The merger with Langford and Tutt. The name for that school will be Langford Tutt. So if it doesn't end up being Josey, it's not the board's fault, it'll be the community's fault because you all will be the ones selecting the name. As far as sports, let's dispel that myth. Nobody said on the board there wasn't going to be no sports. It's not written nowhere. Charlie Hanna and I and the rest of the board, when we pleaded our case, was very adamant that we did not want to take that from Josey. There's a rich history there that we are trying to protect. So therefore, that myth, whoever put that out there, that's not true. We will allow the students to determine what they want. When we open this school, it will not just be T.W. Josey students, but it will be all students from across the Augusta area that we would welcome to come. So I hope that dispels some of the myths that are out there. And I'm going to suggest that if you have questions or concerns, before you believe everybody that's getting on Facebook, putting things out and saying it's not going to work, call Charlie and I. Because everything everyone said that wasn't going to work when we put Murphy on Josey, that wasn't going to work. That has been a beautiful experience. I think we've had one incident. But what it also did was gave our middle school students an opportunity to participate in band. It gave our middle school students to also start preparing to play basketball with the high school students. It had a lot of positives with it. If we do like we're supposed to do, and when we merge Hornsby and Murphy, if we intentionally, which we have done, make sure the right people are in place and everybody is prepared, we don't have any problems. We really haven't had any problems out of Tutton Langford. It's not the children, it's the adults. So work with us to build you a state-of-the-art school that Josey and this community in this area needs. It will be an uplift to the 15th Street corridor. And let's embrace it because the architects that we have are excellent. If anybody hasn't had the opportunity just to go over there and look at ARC, it's beautiful. One of the things that Dr. Cobb mentioned over at ARC, when you walk through some of the rooms, notable people who have contributed to that school, names are in certain rooms. So let's say the gentleman from, I understand, from Universal Plumbing. If we have a plumber, Larry, his name will go in that room because he is the master of plumbing in this community. When it comes to the athletic side, probably Dion's name will be somewhere. We're going to put the people who helped build Josey and make Josey into what it was or is. Their names will be placed throughout that building on the wall so the students and the legacy will continue. So that's all I have. If I come up with something else that I think you all need to know, I have one last thing. Please, please, please come to the hearings. Come to the hearings, because if you come to the hearings, you can hear the truth instead of relying upon Facebook to tell you the truth. Come to the meetings. If you have a question, pick up the phone and call Charlie. Or when we have the meeting, step aside and talk to Tracy to clear up anything that you may have. We're not afraid, as it was said, to come out here and tell you the truth. I don't have no reason to lie to you. Been working with you for 17 years. I haven't lied to you yet. Everything you've asked me to do, I have produced, and everyone has been happy, as well as Charlie. So Charlie, I turn it over to you.
Okay, again, I'm Charlie Hanna, District 2 Representative. And Ms. Kane pretty much covered everything. That's the core of it, but I just want to speak on a little history. We also was instrumental in getting the home stadium, the visitor stadium at the football field.
That's right.
Right. I needed your help on that one.
I'm sorry.
When I first got elected. But one of my core promises was to bring trades and curriculum back to Richmond County. And Ms. Kane was instrumental in that because I assisted her before I was elected with her cybersecurity initiative, which she was working on very hard. So we've kind of been, partners throughout this process. Right. And but the Marion Barnes Center came in because Ms. Kane would always emphasize that we've got to save Josey. Save Josey. We got to save Josey because there were, people and entities trying to pick apart the school and force our hand as a board to do things we did not want to do. And that is when the Marion Barnes Center came into play. I discussed with Venus and Jimmy and Helen Minshew and and we was able to carry that over. Now we're at a time that it's time to take Josey to the next level, in my opinion, simply because the city, this region has a need, and this concept that's being presented is something that's be totally different in this region. That there aren't many campuses like what we're trying to make Josey. Josey is going to be a state-of-the-art facility. Now, I do have to reinforce that will be sports simply because I was corrected because when me and Venus originally looked at it, the plan and what I had sent up to the board to look at, I had it as T.W. Josey career school. It wasn't comprehensive until I was corrected. I was under the impression that we'd be okay, but our superintendent did enlighten us that if it's not a comprehensive, which I thought that's what I was doing, if it was a comprehensive high school, we would not be able to bring sports. So it will be a comprehensive high school with no boundaries, which means there's a great possibility that T.W. Josey can be overwhelmingly competitive, athletic wise, because there are no boundaries. And we have some great talent there. Also, we'll close out is that we want our children to be able to go from the classroom to the career if they choose not to go to college or to the military. This is going to be that opportunity. Instead of a regular 45 minutes to a 1 hour trade class, these kids are going to be getting extensive time inside their labs.
And extended hours.
Right, and extended hours. This is going to be a specified advanced student. This is going to be something that I would mirror to what I do out at Augusta Tech. I teach electrical at Tech and instrumentation. And 2 hours in the lab does a whole lot for our students, and it gets them ready for certification. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. This all I have to say. Go ahead, I'll say it.
It was, okay, we need to clarify too another myth that's being going around that's not quite correct. It was said that you have some people say, well, we need to keep Murphy where it is. What you don't understand, if we keep Murphy where it is, we got the first splash, I think it was 40 million. 43 million. It was not enough to rebuild Josey. Charlie and I have worked very, very hard to get the other 40 million to get Josey rebuilt, because that was something we had promised this community for a long time, and you all have been waiting for several years for this to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You really have been waiting several years. So when the design concept and we started meeting to put this together, one of the things we came up with, we realized if we left Murphy there, it was going to cost an additional 40 million, which people are not telling you. Again, that's what I said. Don't listen, it's going to cost an additional 40 million, which meant you would have to wait for the next splash, which would be what, another 4 years? 3 to 4 years before we could even go back and replan and start it over. So we had to say, that's why we're going to move everybody out. We're going to rebuild Josey with the 80 million that we have. 47?
Yeah, it's going to be 43 to 47 million. It's going to be an additional 40 million if we kept Murphy.
Murphy, okay.
Right, because 87.
But we totally, altogether, we have the 80 million.
No, we have to wait for the next class to get that next.
And we would have had to wait.
Yeah.
We wasn't willing to wait because if you have a changeover of the board, it may not come.
It may not come. We got.
So we said, let's move forward. Let's move them off and give you all what you all have been waiting for several years. So that again is a myth that's out there.
So let's run by the Murphy concept. In the plan that we're moving forward, the Murphy building will be the core educational building for the comprehensive aspect of T.W. Josey. Now, if we were not able to use Murphy's existing infrastructure, that will limit the space that we need for expansion, possibly in year 3 and 4. But also, those same classes will have to be built on the front end of the school. So we need the additional real estate if this idea is going to really, really blossom like it should, especially in that area. And so that was just the central reason that we need those, we need the Murphy campus for T.W. Josey's comprehensive classes, because the technical aspect of T.W. Josey is going to be that's what you're going to run into first. Everything, the old Josey, the Josey that we have right now, that would be our primary technical training facility to possibly expand in year 3. And that's where the additional real estate should not be touched right now. So.
And I think one last point that I think does need to be made. One of the things that when we was talking about the trades and what we wanted to see, I turned and I said, I don't want them just like I did with cybersecurity. we partnered, we just was gonna train the students so they'd be ready to go to college and do what they needed to do to get their cybersecurity. We came back, and what we did was I realized we're missing one element of it. I don't want them to go 4 years through high school working to get that cybersecurity skill set that they needed. But I realized what we needed was for them to come out of high school already with their certification. So we partnered with Augusta Tech. So the students would start in the 10th grade and move through. And when they partnered with in the 10th grade, we partnered with Augusta Tech. If they went through that program with Augusta Tech, at the time they graduated from high school, they were ready for certification. That is what we're pushing for now. So when these students go through the plumbing program, the electrical program, the welding, the air conditioning, they're work ready. They are work ready. All they certified and ready to go to work. And what we will do is produce a workforce of students that will come out making substantially good money, more money than a student who went to a 4-year college who is financially in debt. These students will come out zero debt, making very good money if they go through the program and partner, and we have them ready. The Carl Vinson Institute has stated that this is what this community is begging for. When they came to Augusta, I was in that meeting, and the lady from Starbucks said, if you give me people with the skill set, I can put them to work. Arubis, you give us the people with the skill set, we can put them to work. The Chevrolet place on Gordon Highway, he's begging for EV mechanics.
Well, let me interject this. Out of some of the meetings that we have at Augusta Tech with some employers, they're literally every quarter just almost begging. Give us your brightest. Who do you have graduating? We need good technicians. This is something that in partnership we can achieve at the new T.W. Josey facility. Get these young men and women certified. Let's go ahead and get them straight into their career, even as an apprenticeship. We are 25 to 30 years behind in filling the trade gaps in the spring. This is a great opportunity. I made good money when I first came out of high school before I started college as an electrical assistant. And I was an electrician 5 years before I, re-entered back in college. So this is the same opportunity we would like to give our students that, again, are not military or college bound. Some people just do great, like my son, with tools in their hands. I'm good.
Okay, I do have a couple of questions on here.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I think you already answered this question in the presentation, but I'm going to repeat the question. Will we preserve Josey name and make it T.W. Josey College and Career Academy?
And we did answer that.
Yes,
Again, we'll go back and reiterate it. It will be a naming committee. A naming committee will commence of the central office, the community, and administration. So if you don't get the name, it's back on that naming committee that has the T.W. Josey staff, the T.W. Josey community on it. And again, like I said, if we generally follow, a set pattern. And again, the pattern has been when we split Richmond Hill K-8, was Richmond Elementary, Richmond Middle. Bel Air Elementary, when we split it, Bel Air Middle. The merger of Tut and Langford, the school is Langford Tut. Me personally, I just don't see it happening. But it's up to you all,
We
the
can't,
community.
it's hard for me to, because when the proposal was given to the board, it was under T.W. Josey. So it's really hard for me to fathom the name would not be in place somewhere. But I can't make that promise because it's going to take, you guys to come and help with this process.
Okay. Next question. Will athletics and fine arts be preserved, and how will students be selected to attend?
So, yes.
It's open canvas. We're taking students from any district.
First seats are given to the students that's in the traditional T.W. Josey boundary. They get first dibs. Everything else after that for the comprehensive portion is an open district.
Citywide.
Right.
No testing, no nothing.
Right.
Will all content classes remain?
Yes. You gotta have, yes, you gotta have your math, your science.
That's what the American does, but
That's what the law. We gotta give them what they need to graduate, or we're doing the children a disservice.
Okay. Will block scheduling be considered to allow students full opportunity to gain credentialing and certifications to be truly career ready?
we are we have an extended days possibly. Well, we all could have extended days in some capacity. But yeah, we will be going, because we'll be on a block schedule. Because I think it'll be a waste of time to do all this and our students don't get the full feel of their lab work.
Okay. Will we partner with Augusta Tech for dual enrollment for the career pathways and have students bus there, or will instructors come in as adjuncts to teach specified courses?
That's to be determined in the future, but
As far as the dual enrollment right now has been open to any and every student. I do have to say, we don't have too many children taking dual enrollment. It was a time that we were producing a lot of students with dual enrollment, but Augusta Tech had someone working that program. And before Dr. Bradshaw left, and Dr. Worrell left, Dr. Worrell had come to me because I'm a student at Augusta Tech, at least, yeah, I'm still a student. I'm just out right now. I'm dealing with medical issues, but at any point, Dr. Worrell wanted to get the dual enrollment back up and running. So that'll be something that once we finish this, we can. Transportation, when it comes to dual enrollment, we are really struggling right now to just get our kids to school on time. So usually if children are doing dual enrollment, they're doing it after they get out of school and their parents are taking them.
Okay. Our next question. Okay, this question. Why can't they bus students to Josey as they did with Richmond Academy, taking students out of Josey's backyard? In quotations, Glendale.
I don't understand.
I'm not sure.
We are busing students to Josey.
Yeah, we have to, but if it's going to be in its boundaries.
Okay, let me go to the next question. Well, a lot of responses came up to these questions. Somebody's already answered some of these questions. Yeah, it's about the naming committees, community membership. How will a college and career academy be able to uphold a sports program if they are focused on careers?
Because it's going to be a comprehensive high school. That's all. It's not strictly going to be college and career. It's, we're going to have our core classes there anyway, and that qualifies, our students, because we have the technical pathway, but we also have technical pathways already in Josey. We have athletes. So I don't see a problem with that.
Um,
I think I played football. Do a replacement.
a lot of these here are comments, not necessarily questions.
Okay.
A lot of words to say. We are closing Josey. The same way we have sports at AR Johnson, RCTCM, that focus on careers. They're just saying that.
Yeah, and it's not a magnet school.
No, we would not.
It's not a magnet school. It's a comprehensive high school with the focus on trades. It is not a magnet school. I'm gonna repeat, it is not a magnet school. It's just gonna be like a regular school, but it's open up to the whole city.
It focused on the technical pathways, trading technical pathways.
It's
Okay.
not a magnet school. There's no testing, no nothing.
Okay, how can we join the naming committee?
When that time comes, I guess Dr. Cobb or them, I ask for volunteers. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear the question. How will they select names for the, naming committee?
How to join the naming committee.
And that's for Dr. Cobb and them will make sure, I guess that comes out when their time, when it's time.
But also, when they're here, they can reach out to myself or Ms. King. If they're interested, then we can go from there.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all hold tight for a minute. Let us let this fire alarm finish going off, and we'll pick right back up.
I do.
Yes.
I do want to say, it'll be a 2-year rebuild. It will be expected to reopen in the fall of 2028.
Okay. Yep, y'all hold tight for a minute. We got another alarm going off.
Fire tax, structure residential, engine 11, engine 5, engine 8, engine 10, truck 1, truck 4, bed 4, battalion chief 3, battalion chief 1, 117 Vanderbilt Circle, cross streets of Wharton Drive and Cornell Drive, fire tax 4, 954.
One other thing that I want to make sure we told you. The school will open only with 9th and 10th graders. That's because you need 3 years in a CTA pathway. And if you take your 11th and 12th graders out, or we accept 11th and 12th graders, they won't have their 3 years of pathway. So the school will open up the first year with your 9th and 10th grade.
Okay.
To ensure they have the 3 years requirement for pathways.
Okay.
Do we have a school capacity? Has that been targeted?
I can't answer that, but I'm gonna make a note and I'll get the answer.
Yeah.
In fact, I can text and see. I don't remember.
We had a question. Okay, I'm just letting them know. We had a question about what would the school capacity be, and they're going to find the answer for that. That was a question from here in the room. Let's see. If this was the plan, why the renovations that were costly about 3 to 4 years ago? Because this ain't new. This is something that have to be proposed.
Only renovations we did was last year was we painted the school on the inside. We replaced all the light fixtures that wasn't opened, that was not working.
Right.
We cleaned. We spoke about the baseball field already.
That's what I'm saying.
the baseball field was always on the table. And it's gonna still be a part of the school now. So that's not I wouldn't even call that a renovation. That was a new build, that was new construction.
That's definitely one of the driving forces why we want Josey to stay exactly where it is, simply because we've already invested. Just with the incentives.
And also, Josey did not have a football under the baseball stadium. They were sharing, if I'm not mistaken, with,
Like,
no, I think it was ARC.
Somebody owned that property. Somebody else owned that property.
And anyway, so that's what happened. We had promised and we needed to make, in fact, that was done or out there for several years before we were able for Bobby, actually took Bobby to come on board and shake that property loose from the city.
It's owned by the city,
It was
yeah.
done, I think that was done even before I got on the board. There was some type of land swap or something done.
Okay.
From the floor, I would like to have the representatives' phone numbers. So, because you said that we could call you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I would like for you to give us the phone number.
706-589-5880. If you, the board email, my email is on board. If you send me an email and I don't respond the same day, we have, our IT department has some really tight filters. So it'll go in the junk mail and I don't check my junk mail often. So please, if you don't hear from me the next day or the same day, pick up the phone and call me. I have an answer from Dr. Cobb. Dr. Cobb says the new school is planned for 800 with the core capacity to expand to 1,000. We chose 800 because CTAE classes are smaller class size.
Dr. Hobbs.
Dr. Cobb,
Okay, Cobb.
who I might add, taught at TW Josey for many years. So she is aware of the needs in this community, quite aware.
Okay.
706-406-3861. I do better with text.
repeat that once again.
706-406-3861. Preference is text.
Text a call from me.
Okay, there's a comment here that says, this doesn't save Josey, this saves 1701 15th Street. This doesn't save Josey, this saves 1701 15th Street.
You just put the facts out there. That's all I can do. I can't get into that.
Okay. So, what are the pathways you have planned?
These are the individual pathways.
The pathways will be health science cluster, an energy cluster, an agriculture cluster, a IT, a education, and hospitality. Again, a lot of your questions and extended questions, we're gonna say come to the meeting with Tracy Richter. And the meetings are scheduled for January the 15th at TW Josey High School at 6 p.m. on January the 26th, Barton Chapel Elementary, because everyone knows we're closing Barton Chapel. We're gonna build them a state-of-the-art elementary school. January the 27th, it'll be at the central office at noon. And again, if you just want to see some of the things that and what the buildings look like, ride by Langford right now, the old Langford, you can see the construction going up. Go by ARC. They did a wonderful, magnificent job of preserving the history over there, down to taking and making a full taking a classroom and setting it up just like it was back in the day with the wooden desks and the chalkboard. Go by and see, Bel Air, Middle School, Richmond Hill Elementary School. When I say they are state-of-the-art buildings, they are state-of-the-art buildings. And I think whatever we give you, you'll be proud, very proud.
Yes, sir. Construction cluster.
Yeah.
We expanded the Marion Barnes to incorporate
Yes.
construction cluster. So also the construction cluster, which is near to me.
Me too. Okay, as an employee, this is the next question, statement. As an employee that attended the planning meetings, I would like to know if there are other meetings conducted outside of those meetings. This is all new to me and not discussed.
We have board retreats. Everything that's been presented has been presented at board retreats. And what Dr. Bob and him, again, have communicated to the principal. Then we have come out front and doing board meetings. We have had this conversation. In fact, I think it was last week where this whole plan that we're speaking of that we're getting ready to represent again was presented at the board meeting. So there are no other meetings other than what the central office, I guess, they're planning. Then they get with the board. We've had at least 2 board retreats that the community is involved. It is announced. We have had where we've had major discussions. The first meeting, I think we had one meeting with Tracy where he came in and he gave us an update of numbers on all our schools, on every school that we have in the city, where we are now. Middle school wise, once we make this move, we're good. We still have some adjustments to do on the elementary side. Then the next time he came back, we discussed everything that the board had said in previous meeting we would like to see. And that was presented.
I'd like to address something. As far as any rumors that we as a board is meeting secretly or something like that, chopping up ideas, I want to dispel that also. But if you're looking at the design of the concept, the idea, this idea came about from talking to people in the community, talking to 1 or 2 of my board members to see if they would think it's a good idea. But once the draft proposal was made and submitted to the superintendent, everything's been open since. It's just like with the Marion Barnes Center.
It was open.
Everything was open. There had to be some discussions to see was there a need or want for it first. And after that, okay, but at the end of the day, nothing moves forward with this board unless it's been approved by who?
The board. And it is done in full committee meetings, in full board meetings. So when people start talking about, we're not being transparent, we're not doing this, transparency is an overrated word, and overused. It's
no different than when Ms. Kane come and talk to the alumni. We're throwing some ideas out there, trying to get feedback before we can make it an official process. That's just how it has to work.
And the law too, again, when we speak of transparency, I need people to understand certain things we can't discuss. And when I say can't discuss, health issues or legal issues. But when it comes down to what we're doing in this community, I think we have a proven track record that everything we have done in this community, we have done, and it's been done. It's been excellent. Nobody has complained.
Right.
But what happens is, again, it's even been said that few people on alumni have board members' ears. Everybody in this community have our ears.
Everybody.
It's just not individuals. We're not here just to do anything, at least not me. I'm going to speak for me. I'm here to do the will of the people and give you the best product that I can give you. And that's what we have done. Everything that you all have asked for, we have given it to you, and everyone has been happy. What is there to believe today that we're not going to give you the same thing, something bigger and better? No, we're not protecting this, what is it, 1701, 15th Street? we're protecting the legacy, the history. And if you're not aware, even what's going on in the city, there's revitalization that's on the books to revitalize that area in the Turpin Hill area. Those things are coming, which is going to help 1701 15th Street. That 15th Street corridor has been on the list for revitalization for over 10 years. That's why you had the widening. So when you have people coming back into your community that have been out the mix for a while, you gotta have all the whole history before you know what's really gonna happen on that 15th Street corridor. Just like you need to understand all that building and that revitalization, there's not gonna be any more projects. They're gonna be affordable housing. That's what's happening in that area, is revitalization of that, the inner city. And once I can give this, say this, once we open building K8 at the time, there was a big, huge tract of land across the street. Once we said, this is what we were doing, they started putting up houses the next week. By the time we opened that school, we had problems. Because all of a sudden, we had a slew of houses. I hope that's the same thing that happens. Once we do this, the rebuilding will start, rebuilding this area back up.
Yeah, that's what I think is gonna happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Question that came from, and that's in the chat right now.
We got a bunch of stuff.
This is from current teachers that are at Josey. What happens to the students who are juniors now that have already purchased their Josey class rings, and you guys are slating to have?
We're working on that issue now. We're working on that issue now.
I don't have an answer for that right now.
We're working on
We're
that.
definitely discussing it.
And I'm hoping Dr. Cobb is on the Zoom, but I'll make a note to answer that as well.
Okay, okay, we say got some people confused. It says, I'm confused. Is Josey as we know it closing and being torn down, or is it closing so they can expand and renovate into Votech School?
The existing Josey building will be torn down. And that's going to be, everything is going to come back new except the Murphy building. We got to tie into the Murphy building. But the existing Josey is going to be entirely new infrastructure.
Okay.
As you say that, are we talking the gymnasiums and all of the classrooms and the Marion Barnes Center?
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
The Marion Barnes Center is gonna stay.
Okay.
And my understanding, Marion Barnes Center is definitely gonna stay,
also.
but it's gonna expand and it's gonna stay open.
So it's the original portion of Josey.
Right. Yeah, and the old gym,
Mhm.
which I think we'll be glad to know the old gym is going.
Old gym and the Marion Barnes portion will be the construction portion.
What happens to the name of the old gym?
It stays, because it's not going anywhere.
Okay, I thought you said it was, the old gym was being torn down.
The old gym is being torn down, so I'm not
It's
sure.
currently named after somebody, that's why.
Currently, I don't know. I'll ask because I'm not even sure if there's enough money in this flush to put what is it? They call it the,
That's T-Ball's gym.
we have, most schools now have a practice gym and a regular gym. So I'm not sure.
But regardless, Mr. Tebow will be on.
So we're not talking about.
Well, the Murphy gym could be a practice.
The Murphy gym is going to stay in the Josey,
That's
the
true.
Josey business. So we can actually have a discussion about making them a Tebow gym.
We can.
It's worth.
I'm making a note.
Okay.
I have a question.
Thanks.
Thank you. I forgot they had that gym over there.
With that in mind, then, all of the history, with reference to, oh, and by the way, I'm Betty Griffin, class of 66, the very first class. And the reason why I'm asking this is because, the pictures of the first class is currently in the building and other, history making things. Will that information will be kept? Will it be given to somebody to ensure that it's kept intact? Because we have to go back our class had to go back, because a former principal threw our original pictures in the trash. And so, of course, we want to know that. And in addition, I'm glad to hear, Ms. Kane, you say that you know, about the history of the thing. I have to admit, I get upset when I think about the fact that it's only two schools, high schools that were here in Richmond County for Black students. Of course, it's Laney, it was only two, Laney and Josey. Those were the two that was actually built for Blacks. And it seems like, they're always being on the attack. Now, right now, they're leaving Laney alone, but you know, it's like it's Josey.
But you remember, Laney had to go through his phase two.
Yeah.
And it's still Laney, but to your question, in reference to the historical artifacts that's inside Josey, you know, that is going to be something, in my opinion, that has to go back. I don't see the problem with that. Of course, we'll have to make sure that the principal, et cetera, make sure those things are properly packed away so we can put them back up.
So that would be left up to the principal.
I can't say it will be left up to, but I think it should be.
Well, the main reason why we're asking is because we want to know, do we need to go in there and get that information so it can be kept?
Ms. Kane's gonna follow up on that.
Okay.
And then we'll figure out a process.
I know one thing Dr. Cobb did say, she wanted to make sure the history was preserved.
Right.
That's one of the things she said she wanted to make happen. That's why I said, I guess if the guy from, I'm just as an example, let's say, I just say Henry B., who went to Josey, and he contributes something electrical, some way that's historic to a class or whatever. I shouldn't say try, we will try, try is the best word, to incorporate it. Again, like I said, if it's electrical and someone, Joe Snuffy did something and when Josey has gone on to do successful things in his electrical business, then when you get to that electrical wing, you will see his name on the wall. And like, again, I suggest you go over to not Josey, ARC, to see how they put the names up in the school to embrace the history that they did not want to lose. And when they designed the school they tried to recapture that history. They tried very hard to recapture that history.
And that was a lot of discussions that was had because I had discussions with the our engineers and architects about how best to keep as much of the historical aspect of ARC in play. And so there was a lot of maneuvering and dancing to keep as much as possible. But to your question in reference to the pictures and artifacts that's there when we first walk in, they're just gonna get transferred to the new facility, but we just need to figure out the process to make that happen, okay? Because we don't want anything to get lost.
I would like to make a request with that. Chevy Robinson, class of 1999, I'm president of our alumni foundation. When the arch was torn down, we lost, the arch was gone for like months. We never found the plaque that 66 put up. So when things have happened, we have lost things. I would make a request that you guys let us handle those artifacts as the Alumni Foundation. We do have storage where we can put that stuff in and we can catalog it and inventory it and everything so that we can at least keep everything together. Because in the past, things have gotten lost and we've had to replace things because nobody could find it. So that would be my request, is to let us have that, the stuff that's in the front office, excuse me, as well as the trophies that are in the band room.
Okay. Write it down. Get
Thank
back with you. Yes, sir.
Derek Morgan, class 75. Several of the schools that have been discussed, I've probably attended at some point in my life, whether it's Langford, Tut, Josey. And you're talking about preserving. Now we have the combined school of Tut and Langford. Is Mr. Dave Mack's picture gonna be transferred over to the new school?
Our understanding, yes.
Okay.
Everything is supposed to come over.
Okay.
And that had come up when it came to the merger of Murphy and Hornsby. So yes, again, we're in the planning stages. As far as having a solid plan, again, that won't happen until after all the hearings. And we just want that
Lord God, for everyone, Lord God, that is a part, Lord God, that has put their hands, Lord God, into the plow for this family summit, Lord God. And we just thank you, Father, for you doing the exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think according to the power that works within us, Lord God. Because we know, God, that you are a great and exceeding God, and there's none like you, Father. And we just thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. 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 Hallelujah.
Excuse me, Emmanuel Covenant, can we get you to mute, please? Thank you.
So, if there's always need prayer.
Yeah. But I want to say, right now, everything, and thanks for what you're saying. Ms. King is writing all this stuff down. My concern is I want to get over the hurdle. Let's get the physical facility approved. After that, then we have to start on in reference to curriculum, transportation, historical artifacts. It's so much that we will be in discussions about with you and the board. And but right, and I'm not stopping the conversation now. I'm just saying, first thing is getting this facility approved, ready to go. Second thing, how will we operate this facility? Okay.
And just believe that everything we do is in the best interest of our children. My children have gone on to be graduated from Richmond County Schools. One is a math teacher and one is a business owner, successful business owner. I have grandchildren in this system, and I'm banking on my grandchildren getting a good education, because I got one that takes care of his grades, does what he needs to do, and he is determined he's gonna play football for Laney. I don't know why, but he's determined he's gonna play football for Laney, and he's determined that both grandmothers, we're gonna get a part of his paycheck when he go to the NFL. So I'm trying to stick around long enough to see that 10-year-old get to the NFL so I can collect a little bit of my money. But I also want to stick around long enough to see when my grandchildren graduate from high school, that they are productive citizens that's going to stay here in Augusta. And what we're trying to do now is give our children an opportunity to stay in Augusta instead of leave and go somewhere. And then when we get old and we get sick, our children don't have to uproot and come back here to take care of us and quit their jobs. They're already here making good money, and we're offering an opportunity for a good education, a good quality. The city's working on trying to have quality of life in this city. But again, we're not going to take a bunch of your time. I have another meeting, and I just want to say, trust us in believing. We're going to give you the information as we get it. Tune into the board meetings to hear it for yourself, that you don't have to rely upon anyone else. And whatever's out there, if you don't want, you don't know, our meetings are live, or are broadcast live. So you can sit at your house and watch the meetings when we're having discussions about what's going to happen in the system or what we're doing. All that is publicized for you all to hear and get it firsthand and not by word of mouth and miscommunicated or misrepresented. So please, I encourage you to come to the public hearing so you can hear and see what we're doing.
You know,
Since you mentioned that,
Yes, ma'am.
would you give the
Dates and
time, yes, ma'am, of your board meetings?
Our board meetings are the second Tuesday of the month. That's committee. That's where all the work is done in committee meetings at 4 o'clock. That is also broadcast. That's really the best one to come to is
the
committee meetings because that's where all the work is done. The board meeting is the third Thursday of the month at 6 o'clock. But again, all our work is done in committee. That's where all the discussion is. Then when we have board work sessions, you know, they are announced. The public is welcome to come in here to see what we're discussing. So there is an opportunity for you to learn at every juncture of whatever we're doing.
Okay, so the committees meet on the second Tuesday at 4 p.m.
Yes.
And then, the regular, board
Yes.
meeting is on the third
Now-
Tuesdays at 6 p.m.
Yes, we will be, and I'm not sure the exact date, but we have to have some renovations done in the boardroom. So we're gonna move our board meetings to one of our schools, and that will be publicized. Again, it's on our website. We just launched a new website that I think is marvelous. I think Haley shouts out, she did a very good job, but everything that you need is on that website. And it's always on the news, you know, they've been advertising now the dates of the hearings that we're required by law to do.
Also, the past board meetings, any past board meetings that people want to watch, they are available on the Board of Education website, correct?
Yes, so you can go back and look at those meetings to see exactly what was discussed, exactly what was said, and how it was said. So you don't have any option, you don't have
Any excuse.
Exactly, you're getting it yourself. You're getting it straight yourself.
I want to reiterate one last thing, and I hope you guys will make this a priority. In reading this message from the teacher, it just has me a little emotional. Our current juniors, those kids are torn apart by this because they have prepared to graduate from Josey. So I don't know how you guys make that a priority, but please make those kids a priority.
Again, we just said,
I know.
and I know sometimes people get emotional and you miss what's being said. We are working that issue. Charlie Hannah and I just raised that issue. So people give us time to work through. We still have some time to figure all this out. Again, come to the meeting. This is good because guess what? You've given us more things to go back to discuss. So we do hear you and we understand. You know, people want to portray that like we don't care. I didn't do this because I didn't care. I did this because I cared. I did this because this is my home. I tell people I could have packed up and went back to California, but I chose to make Augusta Richmond County my home because I saw the potential in this system. I saw the potential of our city. I don't see failing schools. I see kids who are struggling. I don't use failing schools because I'm telling my child or every child in this city that they are a failure. No, they're not a failure. It just takes them a little bit longer to get it. It takes them just a little bit longer to get it. So I'm not gonna ever go out here and tell a kid that they are a failure because what you speak, and as a community, we need to quit speaking that our children are a failure. Because a lot of times people in this community don't even understand how you get that. It takes you 3 years to get off that list. 3 years. But if you get off the list in the 3 years and the next year you don't make it, you back on the list. So the system sometimes that come from the state is designed to make us and our Black students feel that they're not intelligent enough or they don't deserve an education. One of the things I had appreciated about Augusta was when I came here, I saw the pride of T.W. Josey and Laney that I had never seen before. We didn't have that where I went to school. And when I would stand out there and see the sonic boom of the South perform, I would get so excited. Say, "Oh, this is like watching Grambling. Oh God, this is so cool." To me, it was cool. I mean, because I didn't see that. When I see how Laney works together, and I mean, they are a tight little group of people that work together to help make that school successful and to give that principal what he needs. When we rebuilt Laney, that alumni was on board. They supported us. What do you need? Can we sell the bricks from the school? Can we do this? Can we do that? We all work together to create something that's really nice. That's really, really nice. And the same thing can happen with Josey if we all just work together, stop the rhetoric, and let's work together to give you all what you all have so much desire to have and want back. And we can't do it if we don't have the support and shut down the half-truths, the misinformation. Let's work together to build this community to where and get it to where it needs to be. Let's do that. And I think we'll be a better community. Because guess what? Augusta gonna grow with us or without us. So let it grow with us. Let us make sure our children, your grandchildren, great-grandchildren, we are putting in place the future. Let us be the future and lay the groundwork for the future. A T.W. Josey, every high school in this city, every elementary school in this city, and every middle school and elementary school in this city. Let's lay the foundation so these kids can be successful and they can stay here and you can watch your grandchildren grow every day and not once a year and on holidays. So with that, we're gonna close. We look forward to working with you. We look forward to making it happen. And again, understand there are a lot of things still out there and we will get to every question. If you have a question, call Charlie or I, and we'll do our best to get you an answer to your questions.
And to your question back there, my daughter asked me that also about my grandson. He's a junior also, and an enrollment student. He wants a T.W. Josey diploma. And she asked me, said, "Daddy, well, what about your grandson?" And I was like, I didn't think that far yet. I told her I'd get back with an answer. We got to work on it.
And work on that, because I can understand if they've already paid for their rent.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
But again, Charlie and I just asked that question. Yes,
Yeah.
We just asked that question yesterday.
Right.
And Dr. Cobb said, let us work through it when we get back. So as Charlie and I are seeing things that are maybe an issue, we're addressing them and we're sending the information and saying, Dr. Cobb, what about this? Dr. Cobb, what about that? We're not sitting back. So that question was just asked yesterday. We just went and Dr. Cobb and Charlie threw some scenarios out there. And she said, give us till after the holidays, let us come back, let us look at that.
Yeah.
So we are looking at it and we're seeking a solution. Again, thank you. And
Truck 2, Engine 8, Walton Way and Hickman Road.
Good morning. Can someone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Hold on just a second. We got an alarm going off in the building right now. For the fire trucks. Give me just a second. Okay, go ahead with your question.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Shanice. I'm class of 2013 for those. I just want to know what's going on so I can transmit that to my class. I kind of came in late because I'm actually at work, but I needed to come so I can kind of prepare us for the next meeting we have with the school, I'm assuming. So I'm just really trying to get like a quick little rundown to be able to just explain to my class and classes that's under me that can't come and be able to sit and, something so we can understand what's going on, not the deep details, but just something so we'll have an idea of what the next step, so I can be able to tell them, so, we can just be all on the same page and then go from there. So that's kind of just what I wanted to know, so I can be able to communicate with my class and people that's younger than me that I know that are alumni of the school and who love the school too. So that's really what I wanted.
I understand, and I'm glad that you were able to get in on the meeting to express yourself. The meeting is actually over right now. However, the meeting has been recorded, and we can release minutes from the meeting. Are we gonna broadcast the meeting? And the Alumni Foundation will actually rebroadcast this meeting because we have it recorded.
Mhm.
The dates for the dates you all will put on your page for the
Meetings.
For the meetings.
And if you all would like another meeting, just the alumni, Dr. Cobb has said her and her complete staff, along with Tracy Richter, would be willing to come out and meet with the alumni, if that's something you all want.
I think that would be great.
So,
And we'll have that would be great.
Again, we will hear you and the questions that we may have missed, because nobody's perfect. You're gonna miss a thing or two here, but give us the opportunity to hear your concerns and then go back and address.
Okay, will you be able to do this additional meeting before the community meeting on January the 15th?
It'll be after.
It'll be after? Okay, it'll be after. I just want a time frame so y'all understand there'll be another meeting similar to this that we will schedule after the first community outreach meeting in January. So after that meeting, we will have another alumni meeting like this with our school board members.
So can we do our next alumni meeting, which is before, Saturday? That's after those meetings. Our one thing that I want to do.
Sure. So,
Okay, y'all, our board members are leaving right now, but if y'all want to stay online for a second, you can still have discussion. And I'm still trying to get some answers for you about our next alumni meeting.